Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. I'm your teacher, Alberto Alonso, and it's great to have you with us. Thanks for stopping by. Gracias por pasarte. To stop by or to pop by, write those down. They're very common phrasal verbs. Es pasarte. No es estar mucho tiempo, es gracias por pasarte. O pásate por mi sitio después. Stop by my desk later before you go, because I want to tell you something. So stop by or pop by. Very, very common phrasal verbs, and you can add them to your notebook. What? Are you telling me you don't have a notebook? Really? You can get a notebook for $1 or €1, right? And a pen or a pencil, and this way you can take notes during the show, because as you know, in a typical show, we look at least 50 different vocabulary words, expressions, or concepts in English. And I know that's a lot. Eso es muchísimo. It can even be overwhelming, abrumador. So that's why it's a good idea to take notes. But the most important thing is, let's see how well you know me. What is the most important thing here in my class? Did you say repeating the vocabulary aloud? Is that what you said? Well, then you know me very well. You know me like the back of your hand. ¿Te sabes esta expresión? Bueno, vosotros decís la palma de la mano. Pues nosotros no. We say the back of your hand, el otro lado, porque realmente, si te diría, conozco esta parte de mis manos más que esta parte. Entonces tendría más sentido el de inglés, right? Bueno, acuérdate que es parecido, ¿no? Te conozco como la palma de la mano. We say, I know you like the back of my hand. No, son estas frases que son parecidas, como, ¿cómo se dice el tiempo es oro en inglés? We don't say time is gold. Hombre, te entenderían perfectamente. Time is gold, pero no es una expresión hecha. It's time is money. Time is money. That means, venga, date prisa. No podemos malgastar el tiempo. We can't waste time. There's no time to waste. Oh, and speaking about wasting time, why don't we get started with today's first challenge? I'm going to give you 3 sentences right now. Only one is correct, and I want you to tell me which one it is. So listen, and listen carefully. A, why you didn't fall asleep. A, why you didn't fall asleep is A. B, why didn't you fall asleep? B, why didn't you fall asleep? Or C, why didn't you fell asleep? C is, why didn't you fell asleep? Only one is correct. Do you have your final answer? Which one do you think it is? Did you say A? No, it's not A. Why? Because that's the structure of the indirect question. Ahora, si ponemos delante tell me, or I don't know, or I'm not sure, o I said, o cualquier cosa que haga que eso ya no sea pregunta, pues entonces sí que es correcto. So tell me why you didn't fall asleep. Pero esto no lleva nada adelante. O sea, es una pregunta directa. So, B or C, which one could it be? Did you say B? Good job. Really good job. Why didn't you, y fíjate, no digo you, digo ya. Why didn't you fall asleep? Why didn't you fall asleep? And why is the last one wrong? Why didn't you fell? Porque fell sí que es el pasado. Pero ya hemos puesto el pasado en el didn't, así que no tocamos el verbo principal. And I want to clear up two verbs. Remember how I told you to grab your notebook and a pen? Write these down. There are two verbs here that a lot of my students often mix up. The verb fall and the verb feel. Vamos con fall. Every day I fall asleep. Yesterday I fell asleep. Es el mismo verbo que caerse. And lately, ¿te la sabes? Lately, I've fallen asleep. ¿Y el feel? Every day, I feel like $1,000,000. ¿Te sabes esta expresión? Me siento genial. ¿No? Me voy a comer el mundo. So every day, I feel like $1,000,000. Yesterday, I felt like $1,000,000. And lately, I've felt like $1,000,000. So, repasando, fall, fell, fallen, and feel, felt, felt. I hope you never mix them up again.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, 'cause homophones rhyme.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry, I was just taking lint out of my belly button. Did you get it from the context? My belly button, lo llamamos al ombligo nuestro botón de la tripa. I was taking some lint out of my belly button. And lint, pelusillas. You know these things that come off your clothes. But the other day, I read something. Acuérdate, esto es un verbo raro. Read, read. Well, the other day I read something. Leí algo. And it said that the average person, okay, la persona promedia, cualquiera, has, are you ready for this? You're going to feel grossed out, un poco asqueado. The average person has 67 different species of bacteria in their belly button. I know, I need to wash my hands. That's pretty crazy. Yes, 67 different species. And careful with that word. Species are types. We use that word with animals. And spices are things we use in the kitchen, right? Yo me lío en español, especias, especies, right? I get confused. So I'm clearing it up for you. Spices in the kitchen. Species when we're talking about animals. So can you imagine that? 67 different species of bacteria in my belly button. Well, there's a reason I'm telling you that too, because our first word is another way to say belly button. Vamos a decir la forma médica, científica, right? Yeah, because, por ejemplo, you can say your jaw, right? Una persona normal diría my jaw, que es mi mandíbula. Pero un médico puede decir your mandibula. ¿Ves? Ya te hemos copiado. So, again, there's always, usually when we're talking about medicine or biology, things like this, there's always the medical term, right? And then there's the layman term. And when we put something in layman's terms, es en un idioma que entienda cualquiera. Another example, you can have conjunctivitis, es lo que te diría un médico. You have conjunctivitis. Pero si yo lo cuento a mis amigos, les diría, I have pink eye. Y ahí es cuando se alejan, because as you know, it's highly contagious. So, the first word, otra forma de decir ombligo, que no sea belly button. O sea, después de la sección vas a saber dos formas de decirlo. And the second one es una palabra que tiene que ver con la marina. O sea, si digo un barco de la marina, pues es el adjetivo de la marina. ¿Ok? Que si te digo, te voy a dar una pista y todo. La marina en inglés es called the Navy. A lo mejor te suena. All right. So do you know the words? Son difíciles hoy, ¿eh? They're tricky. All right, the first word, N-A-V-E-L, navel. My belly button, or my navel, you can say. Ok. ¿Y la otra palabra, la segunda? N-A-V-A-L en vez de E-L. La cuestión es, ¿esa A-L se pronuncia igual que esa E-L? Pues sí. En este caso sí. So, he was a naval officer, ¿no? Fue un superior de la marina, a naval officer, until he got shot in the navel.
You're joking.
Hello and welcome to You're Joking. This is a section where we learn English with some jokes. And hopefully by the end of this section, you'll learn some new vocabulary and you'll be entertained and maybe you'll even laugh or chuckle or giggle, que son más risitas. A chuckle or a giggle. All right, so as always, your job is easy here. Just pay attention, right? We say pay attention. Prestar atención. Nosotros decimos paga atención. So pay attention and see if you get this joke. Why did the singer want a tap for a nose? A tap? What is a tap? Well, first, it's an onomatopoeic word. Tap, tap, tap. Could you tap him on the shoulder? Tap, tap, tap. Also tap, claque. We call that tap dancing. ¿Por qué haces tap, 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 tap? Right? But also, tap es grifo. De hecho, es muy bueno saber esta palabra en Estados Unidos si vas a un restaurante, ¿no? Porque si pides water, pues te van a cobrar por una botella de agua bastante, al menos en Nueva York. Pero the tap water, el agua del grifo, the tap water in New York City is really good. Yeah, it's delicious, right? It's got a lot of minerals in it. So you don't need to. Now, if you're on an island or someplace near a beach, usually the tap water doesn't taste too good. So in that case, well, it's good for you to learn, of course, how to order a bottle of water. Or perhaps you like sparkling water con gas. Or you can order it like my British friends, a bottle of water. A bottle of water, please, a bottle of water. All right, so why did the singer want a tap for a nose? Ah, y también tener cerveza de grifo. We have 3 beers on tap. O sea, la misma palabra, pero estamos empleando el on delante. We have 3 different beers on tap. All right, I've given you enough time. I'll give you the answer. The singer wanted a tap for a nose so he could lip sync. He could lip sync? No? Well, a sink is a place where you wash your hands, where you wash the dishes, right? You have a bathroom sink, usually, and a kitchen sink, right? And I know in Spanish they're different words, but in English, it's the same word. Además, la palabra sink significa hundirse también. So that could be a double trouble in the future. But in this case, so he could lip sync. Well, lip sync es hacer playback, porque viene de sync, sincronizar. De hecho, el grupo in sync, sincronizados, significa esa palabra. They did it in sync. ¿Y cómo bailaban? Pues sincronizados, in sync, que también es dentro de lavadero. So again, we're playing with the words. So he could lip sync, sink, lavadero. It has a tap, and also lip sync, hacer playback. Oh, and another way to say tap, y esta es muy americana, faucet. Turn off the faucet. Turn off the tap. Yeah, well, we need to save water. Hello and welcome to today's fun facts. Yeah, well, you know me, I like to overstate things. Yeah, to overstate, exagerar. Well, I'm American. That's what we do. Woohoo! That's right. In fact, a lot of people, when I moved to Spain, cuando me vine a España a vivir, they said, "Oh, you're English." And I said, whoa, hang on, hold the phone, para el carro. Wait a second, I'm English? Have you ever met an English person? We're not very similar. Of course, I'm generalizing. There are very friendly British people and very friendly American people. But what I've noticed is Americans overstate things in general, and British people understate things. What do I mean? Well, you could take me to the corner bar here, okay, and we could have a sandwich. And I'll say to David, David, that was the best sandwich I ever had. Oh, it was so juicy. I loved how the bacon was crispy and the tomato, oh, it was delicious, man. I loved it. And Dave was like, well, okay, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Now, a British person, you could take a British person to a Michelin star restaurant. You can order them the filet mignon with a nice Pinot Noir, with some, French fries or chips, as they call them, with some gold flakes. And they'll say, it's quite nice. Está bastante bien. No está mal. Yeah. So we're very, very different. Again, this is a generalization, but British people understate things. In fact, I think in their culture, if you overstate things, they call you an American. Us, we make everything bigger than it is. We're like, oh, it's the greatest, the biggest, the fastest, blah, blah, blah. But hey, it's interesting to know that because as I always say, learning about languages is also learning about culture. Another thing I love learning about, the human body. Yeah, it's fascinating. Cuidado, no decimos body, it's body. La O es como una A. Like, for example, did you know your mouth produces about 1 liter of saliva every day? Excuse me. Yeah, saliva. You say saliva, we say saliva. Also, you can say spit, right? Que también es el verbo escupir. And believe me, there are so many fun facts. For example, your nose, right? Your nose, which you have right there in the middle of your face, it can recognize 1 trillion. Yeah, 1 trillion. You heard right. 1 trillion different scents. Olores. That's incredible. And our noses are not nearly as developed as that of a dog. And also, a cool thing about humans, we are the only species known to blush, sonrojarse.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Hello and welcome to today's Double Trouble, where we take a translation and you have to use the same word twice in this translation. So, for example, the word tissue. The word tissue has 2 meanings in English. Let's see if you know them. Tissue. You use a tissue when you have to blow your nose. Cuando tienes que sacarte los mocos. That's right, you say Kleenex. We call it a tissue. But also, your body has tissue. Remember, not body, body. Your body has tissue, and that's tejido. See? There's just one example, and there are millions of words like that have 2, 3, 4, some even have 5 meanings. It's incredible, and it can be overwhelming, abrumador, unless you make it a game. A no ser que hagas un juego con esas palabras. So here's your double trouble, and we're going to stick with the body. Nos aferramos ahora al cuerpo. A él le dispararon en la sien. En la sien. Okay, this part of the head here. Cuando estaba en el templo es la segunda parte. La sien. Me suena a un río en Francia. This is this part of the head, okay? Not this part. This part's your forehead. Tu frente, right? Your forehead. We don't call it the front, como en español. Es el antecabeza. Piénsalo así. Forehead. So, ¿cómo se dice templo? Temple. Ok, bueno, ya tenemos la palabra. Intenta meterlo en la primera parte. So he got shot, le dispararon, He got shot or he was shot. Yo diría más natural, he got shot when he was at the temple. But where did he get shot? He got shot in the temple when he was at the temple. There's your double trouble.
The totally native saying of the day. And it goes a little something like this.
Oh man, what is that stench? What is that odor? Yeah, a stench or an odor is a bad smell, right? A scent, well, that doesn't have to be a bad one, right? But a stench or an odor, oh man. Oh, what does it smell like? ¿A qué huele? It smells like B.O. B.O.? Bo? Well, B.O. stands for, significa body odor. Olor corporal. You say olor a humanidad. You know that smell when there are a lot of people in the subway and somebody forgot to take a shower or somebody decided not to use deodorant? Yes, I'm talking to you if you're one of those people. Come on, be considerate, especially if you're going to be with other people. Oh man, I hate the smell of B.O. The only thing worse, I think, is dragon breath. ¿Qué? Well, I think it makes sense. Si breath is aliento and de dragón, yeah, it means you have bad breath. It means you have halitosis. It means you need to brush your teeth. So I shouldn't have to remind you of this, but folks, if you're going to go to a public place, take a shower. Put on some deodorant, brush your teeth, maybe a little cologne, maybe some mouthwash. Do you know this word? Enjuague bucal. Because I'll tell you something, if there's one thing that turns off other people, it is a bad smell, a stench. And to turn off, creo que te has dado cuenta del contexto, repelar.
Lights, camera, action verbs.
Oh man, I am pooped. I am knackered. I am worn out. I am beat. Those are all ways of saying exhausted. So you know what I like to do after a long day when my body aches, me duele todo el cuerpo, and my dogs are barking? ¿Qué? ¿Tus perros están ladrando? Sí, significa que te duelen los pies. My dogs are barking. I like to soak. Do you know this word? To soak is estar en remojo. Where? No, not in a pot. No en una olla. In the bathtub. Yeah. Eso es, en la bañera. Just be careful with this word. A bath es un baño. A bathtub es una bañera. El verbo is to bathe. So we bathe in the bathtub. Just be careful. I've heard people mix them up. Bathe, verbo. Bath, sustantivo.
Name that movie.
Hello and welcome to Name That Movie. Today we're going to take a look at a movie starring Russell Crowe and Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a movie that came out in the year 2008 and it's called Body of Lies. All right, Nizar says, I have a PhD and they want me to blow myself up. A PhD es un doctorado. I have a PhD and they want me to blow myself up. Quieren que me explote yo mismo a mí mismo. And Roger says, a PhD in what? ¿En qué? Chemistry? La química? What do you know about radiological? And then Nizar cuts him off. Le interrumpe and says, linguistics. Lingüística, he says. I speak 5 languages. No I speak, sino I speak. Lo unimos. Porque he oído mucha gente decir, I speak Spanish. No, I speak 5 languages. Nobody should say martyr to me. ¿Te suena la palabra martyr? Martir. A martyr. Nobody should say martyr to me. Nobody. And Roger answers, you are a rare and delicate flower. Y cuidado con la pronunciación, no es delicate, sino delicate. You are a rare and delicate flower. Have you seen this movie?
It's time for the multiple choice challenge.
Hello and welcome to our multiple choice challenge. I've got 3 examples for you. Only one is correct. Which one is it? A, ETA stand for estimated time of arrival. ETA stand for estimated time of arrival. That's A. B, ETA mean estimated time of arrival. ETA mean estimated time of arrival. Or C, ETA stands for estimated time of arrival. Again, it stands for estimated time of arrival. Which one's right?